Your main time frame is your key time frame. Your key time frame in the sense that you want to know the time frame that is currently controlling the market. You want to know the time frame that is currently controlling the market, the time frame that which the market makers, the smart money are focusing on. That is what you want to know, and that is the essence of the main time frame. You want to know the market where the market makers are currently focusing on. Now, for example, let me give you an example. If, for example, the state government wants to issue a particular ban on motorcycle, are you getting it? Is it possible for them to reach the whole, for example, Lagos State? Is it possible for them to reach the whole locations of Lagos State in a day? I need your answers, yes or no. Is it possible?
No, sir.
No, it's not possible, but they can do it step by step, right? Daily, right?
Yes.
They can do it daily. Good. Now, the sense that they can do it daily and the fact that they cannot do it in a day. But if a newscaster wants to announce, let's say they started the project today, and the newscaster want to announce, the particular area where it is happening. For example, the state governor decided to follow them to do that operation, and they want to announce. Which location do you think they will announce? Which location do you all think they are going to announce?
I think it should be Keja.
Keja, okay. Who again?
So please ask your question again.
I said, this is the question. I said, if a newscaster like AIT wants to capture that particular event, and the state governor is actually following them to do that particular exercise, where do you think the newscaster will go to direct to start the announcement from, like to start making his broadcast? Which location?
They will start from location where the governor's house is.
Good. Now it's going to start the location of where the governor is currently, right? Good. Now you are right. In the nutshell, the whole of Lagos State is all the time frames you are having, from 1 minute, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, 4 hours, everything. That is the whole of Lagos State. Now, after that, the state governor is you. The state governor is the current area, the main time frame, The state governor is the main time frame. Now, the broadcaster happens to be you. And what is your duty? Your duty is to show us the current area, the current place where it is happening. And that is what the main time frame is all about. The current place where it is happening. You get the point? Your duty as a newscaster, your duty as the broadcaster is to know where the state governor is. And the state governor, like I said, I made reference to it as the what? The multiple time frame, the main time frame. Now, the state governor is your main time frame. While you as the newscaster, is your job to locate the main time frame. Why are you now locating the main time frame? It is the main time frame. Please note this. It is the main time frame that determines if it is a breakout or a fake out. It is the main time frame that determines if it is a breakout or a fake out. That is what the main time frame does. If it is going to be a breakout, the main time frame will let you know. If it's a fake out, the main time frame also will let you know. Now, the second thing is this. It is the main time frame that controls the other market, in the sense that whatever the main time frame does controls the current happening of the market. If the main time frame chooses to be ranging, every market part will range. If the main time frame chooses to be trending, every market part will trend. If the main time frame chooses to be consolidating, every market part will consolidate. That is why it is the main time frame. Now, the difficult part in spotting the main time frame, that is what we are going to be dealing with today. How to spot this main time frame. How to spot this main time frame. Now, I'll be sharing my screen. I'll be sharing my screen. Can we see?
Yeah, we can see it now.
Hi, buddy.
see it
Can you see
now.
my screen now?
Yes.
All right. Now, this is USD card chart. Now, we want to spot the main time frame. Now, the first rule you need to understand is this. Listen, the highest time frame with the opposition bar, the highest time frame with the opposition bar is the main time frame. You got the point? Hello, are we there? The highest time frame with the opposition bar is the main time frame. The highest time frame with the opposition bar happens to be what? The main time frame. I am saying this again. Now, your first question will be, what is an opposition bar? An opposition bar, just like the name implies, opposition, just like I told you about the John the Baptist bar, it is still the same thing. Opposition bar, that means when you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, or 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, series of complete full trending bars. For example, you want to see 1, 2, 3 bearish bar, 1, 2, 3 bullish bar, 1, 2, 3 bearish bar, 1, 2, 3, 4 bullish bar. You want to see all those bars coming, like in a trend market. For example, this. Let's pick this. From here to this place.
Coach, please, can we?
Can we?
Please, give us candle.
All right.
Thank you.
Good. Now, this is series of what? A bearish bar, right?
Yeah.
We have 4 days of bearish bar. You get the point?
Yeah.
We have over 5 days or 6 days of bullish bar here, right?
Yes, sir.
Good. Now, the first thing you need to understand is what? The trend. For the main time frame, the first thing you need to understand is the trend. The trend. And how do we notice the trend? We are not noticing the trend based on the number of, if it has been ranging or it has been trending for 5 days, 10 days, 100 days. No. We want to look at the trend in terms of what? The candle. In terms of the candle. You understand? We want to look for the trend in terms of the candle. The trend in terms of the candle. Now, I will explain. Now, this is the first bearish bar, right? Another one happened here, right? Another one happened here, the 3rd day. Please, I need a reply. Yes, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, what happened? The 4th day, another bearish bar come up, right?
Yes.
Now, what happened the 5th day?
Yes, sir.
The 5th day.
A bullish bar.
Good. Now, this bullish bar you are seeing is now the what? The opposition what?
Opposition bar.
Bar. You understand?
Yes.
Okay, yes.
This is now the opposition bar. Now, looking at this particular bar now, I will say, okay, the daily time frame is the main time frame because it is the highest time frame with the what? The opposition words bar. Now, in a nutshell, the main time frame is the highest time frame with the opposition bar. The highest time frame with the opposition bar. Do you now understand this analogy? You get the point now? Is the highest time frame with the opposition bar. That is the main time frame. Now we have talked about the trends in terms of the candle. Now, when price break out from this particular range, this particular range here, we will now assume that what? If there is a breakout and what happened? Price drops. Can you see? But what happened there? Price reverse. But already we have a breakout from this place, and it was not a fake out. Price broke out from this particular bar here. This particular bar here, this one. And the next day we saw bearish market. Then the next day we saw the market going bullish. Now let me now explain the second part of this main time frame. The main time frame is the highest time frame with the opposition bar. Now we know what is an opposition bar, right?
Yes, sir.
We now want to check for the main highest time frame. Now looking at this place where this our yellow bar is, if we go to the weekly time frame, what are you seeing? You are seeing a day of this is our yellow bar here. We are seeing a day of bullish market, right?
A week.
A week, sorry, of bullish market, right?
A week. Yes, yes.
Now, since this particular bar has closed as a what? It has closed as a weekly candle opposition bar. The main time frame is no longer what? Daily.
No longer daily.
Because the daily is not the highest time frame now. The highest time frame is now what? Weekly, right?
Yes, sir.
It's now the weekly. So you have to wait for a week for the market to break out. Look at, we have the breakout and price drops. Can you see? Price drops. You get the point now?
Yeah.
Now let me go to
Not
the
fully.
let me go to crash. I know not fully. I will still send the main course. I just want people to I just want us to have this class now. Then I will now settle down and pinpoint where people are getting it wrong, so I can put it in the main class I'll be teaching. You get the point? Now let's look at this derivative chart. Now this indices chart. Let's look at this indices chart. It's anything I put, anything that occur here is the same thing in the forex market. Just that the forex market is so what? Radical, too lousy and noisy. That's why I want to use these indices. It's the manipulation is too much.
So, coach, sorry.
Okay.
At the beginning of the day or the week, do we look at weekly, daily,
No. At the beginning of the
on
week,
4 hour?
good. At the beginning of the week, what you want to look out for is check your weekly time frame. If we have a particular scenario where the weekly time frame is the main time frame, in the sense that you want to check, look at this particular bar now. This place. At the end of this particular week, this weekly bar here. Remember we said the weekly time, the main time. You can't see the screen.
You can see the screen, but you are not indicating the bar you are talking about.
I have just put a rectangle there now. I put a rectangle. Can you see the rectangle?
Okay.
Good.
I don't know, it's the one you are still talking about.
Now this is a rectangle. Now this is where the breakout bar happened. This is the breakout bar here. This is the breakout bar, this up bar, this particular week. Now, once we have this breakout bar, you know that it is the weekly time frame that is the highest candle with what? With the opposition bar, right?
Yes.
So what is the next thing? We have a breakout. Now, after we have a breakout, what did we see next? You want to know that you are taking a trend trade. That is what you want to know. You are taking a trend trade. Price is going to trend. Look at this scenario. In this particular case, here, look at it. This is the particular area where, look at the market has been
Excuse me, I don't know if
bearish.
I don't know if it's network, but the screen is static.
The screen is. Can you see the
Static
screen now?
from my own side. I don't know if it's network.
Any other person that sees
See, the screen is, there is no
it's
indication
just
on the
the
screen except the yellow rectangle you put.
Okay, let me change back to this. Can you see my screen right now?
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
So if people can see my screen, I guess I can continue, right?
We can see it.
So I can continue.
Continue.
Good. Now let me use this for example. Now, this is USD CHF, right?
Yeah.
To delete all this. This is USD CHF. Now, judging from this particular chart we are seeing now, let me take from this particular low. I will analyze this particular low from the 4 hours. From the 4 hours. Good. Are you seeing the chart?
Yes.
From the 4 hours. Good. Now let me take it from this place where from the 4 hours. So we're going. What we want to know here now is we want to see the interval, whereas we have what a particular time frame being the main time frame. That is what we want to check out for. Time frame. That is what we want to check out for. Now, if you join me now, this is the 4 hours. This is our vertical line. This is our vertical line. This is our vertical line. Now, at this junction, I want us to listen very attentively, because I'll be pinpointing what it takes to be a main time frame and the other guidelines. Now, you want to spot your breakout. This is where the breakout occurred, if you agree with me. The breakout happened there. And as at this point, when the breakout happened, we said the highest time frame with the opposition bar is the what? The main time frame, right?
Yes.
Good. Now, if you agree with me, when we come to this place where the market was accumulating for this particular up to 7 days, yeah. Are you seeing it?
Yes.
This was where we have the breakout.
Yes.
But the question is the weekly time frame the main time frame? Is it the highest time frame with the opposition bar? Let's check the monthly. Good. This is the monthly. Now, the monthly has something like this. That automatically tells us that what? The monthly time frame is the main time frame. You get?
Main time frame. Yes, yes.
Now, on a normal, we want to take a trade that is going to do what? When price close below this our support zone from this main time frame.
Yeah.
So what we want is we want a breakout like this, a retest, then a drop. You get the point?
Yes.
That is if we have a what? If we have a solid breakout. If we have a solid breakout. If we add a solid breakout. Now, since we are not having this, the market decided to do what? Give us our what? Our retracement strategy. And what is our retracement strategy? At the end of the month, let me take it back. So let me make all of you understand. I know some of you have not really gone through this thing, but let me make you understand. The retracement strategy. Let's look for our oscillator, MJCD. At the end of the month, this is it. We have a divergence from the daily time frame. This is the divergence. Then at the end of the month, which is the monthly, we have what? A breakout of what? The monthly time frame. Look at it. Price breaks out from our monthly time frame. This thing. Okay, there was no even breakout. This is where the breakout happened. The breakout of market structure. It happened at the close of this next bullish bar. Do you agree with me? At this top. Now we now know that what the market is what looking to target our monthly moving average. Now, what are we going to do here? We already know that the market is looking set to touch our monthly moving average level, which is up here. Now, let's now go back to the 4 hours and start notifying when our main time frame is the 4 hour, the daily, or the weekly. Now, I will take it from here. Now, looking at this point here, please, if you have any question, just draw my attention. Draw my attention. Now, we have the breakout from here. Now, if you look at this particular 4 hour bar, are you there? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 bars of full bullish market. 8 bars of full bullish market. Now, we want to do what? Look for our what? Then we have the next thing. We have what happened there? We have what? An opposition bar, right? This is the opposition bar here. This is the opposition bar here. Are you seeing the opposition bar?
Yes, sir.
Good. Now, what is your duty? Since you've seen this opposition bar, you want to go back to higher time frame to see if the daily or the weekly is the higher time frame with the opposition bar. Now, let's go to the daily. Look at it here. At this particular day, yeah, automatically this is particular day. Do you see an opposition bar here? Yes or no? Did you see opposition bar there from the daily? I can't hear you. Yes or no? No. Thank you, Michael. Good. Now let's go to the weekly.
No.
Did you see opposition bar in the weekly time frame? Look at the arrow inside the week. Did you see opposition bar? Yes.
No.
No. Thank you. Now that means 4 hour is still our main time frame, right?
Yes.
Good. 4 hour is still our main time frame. You agree with me?
Yes.
If you all agree
Yes.
with me, I want to hear your yes.
Sure.
I need 9 yes right now.
Yes.
Yeah, Nelson, Femi, Mr. Femi, Kelvin, Michael.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good, good. Now, 4 hours is still the main time frame. And that is why when you look at it, that is why when you look at this particular area, when price break out from this particular place, now you will now, after you've seen that it is the 4 hour that is your main time frame, you will now put your what, your resistance and your support line depending on the trend. But now we are in a bullish market, so it's a resistance. Now, did you see that price breaks this resistance here? This particular bar, it breaks it from this particular bar.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, sir.
This is the breakout bar. This particular bar is our breakout bar. This one. This is our breakout bar, right?
Yes.
And now look at when price broke All right, I'm back. I'm back.
Nice. Okay.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
You can, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now, if you look at it, when we have that breakout, when we have the breakout from that particular zone, price reverses. But what happened? It trend back up, right?
Yes, sir.
Price trend back up. And look at that is over how many pips? That is over 80 pips for a trend. Because of it is the valid breakout. You get the point?
Yeah.
It is a valid breakout, and that is why price did what? Price continued trending. Price continued trending because that is the valid breakout. You got the breakout well. Price continued trending.
Okay.
Now, we will now continue. We'll continue with the trend again. We'll continue with the trend again. Now, price continue going higher. You form another opposition bar here, right? This one is a position bar again. Another one here, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now, when you see the opposition bar, you go to the higher time frame to check for what? If it is the higher time frame. Now, did we have opposition bar in the next day on daily?
Okay.
Do we?
No.
No, to tell you that, okay, the 4 hour is still the main time frame, right?
Yes.
And when we have a breakout up here,
Yes.
when we have a breakout up here, price did what? Price went up again, right?
Yes.
Good. Now we have another opposition bar at this zone. We have another opposition bar at this particular zone here. This bar here now. This is an opposition bar, right? This particular bullish bar, right? Yeah. Yeah, right? Good. Now, what is the next thing? We have to go to the higher time frame. You know, huh?
It's a range, sir.
Good. It's a range. Now, you have to go to the higher time frame. The next one, daily. Now, at the end of the day, what happens? We have a daily what? Opposition bar, right?
Opposition. Yes.
Yes, sir.
We have a daily opposition bar, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
good. So automatically, what does it signifies? It signifies that our main time frame is now what? Our main time frame is now what? Which time frame? Is it the 4 hours or the daily?
Daily.
Daily.
The daily, right?
Yes.
Good. Now, since it is now the daily, we are now waiting for a daily close above the daily time frame. But if you look at it, what happened? The daily time frame did the same thing. And what did they do? The daily time frame show us their hand. And how did they show us their hand? Remember the retracement strategy. Guys, we are already coming to the conclusion of this program. So I want you people to start picking everything I taught you together. Although I will still have that class with you, but I want to show you the same thing now. Now, the daily time frame formed its own, but what happened? Look at it. It gave us our retracement strategy by giving us a what? A divergence. There's a divergence in one hour. Can you see? Automatically, remember when I used to tell people that when the market is retracing, I will know. When they want to reverse, I will know.
Yes.
This is it. At the end of the day, we have a day, 1 hour divergence. We have a close below what? 1 hour market structure. And since we have a close below 1 hour market structure, we know automatically that what? Our target is the what? Is the moving average level of the daily, right?
Yes.
All right, let me continue. Now, let's continue from here. From this zone. Now, from this particular zone, price drops. Now, after dropping, what happened? We have a what? An opposition bar. Do you agree with me? A bullish opposition bar, which is this. This particular bullish bar. Can you see it?
Yes.
Now, what happened?
Yeah.
You go to your daily time frame. Do we have, there is no opposition bar in the daily, so automatically it is still the 4 hours, right?
Yeah.
It is still the 4 hours, right? Good. Now, what happened? From the 4-hour time frame, what happened? Look at it. Price break below the 4-hour time frame moving average level. Sorry, below the 4-hour opposition bar, below it. Look at it. And that was why it did what? It continued moving. It continued dropping. Can you see the drop? It continued dropping.
Yes.
Now, after dropping, what happened? It formed another opposition bar here. Another opposition bar here. And what happened? We go to the daily time frame. There is no opposition bar in the daily, right? Yes or no?
Yes, yes.
Good. Now,
Yes.
what happened? It drops. Now, I want somebody that has practiced this class very well. What does this bar signify based on my last teaching? This particular bar here, what does it, what do we call it? What does it signify?
Which one, sir?
This particular bar that I put my yellow. This particular bar here.
Retracement.
Oh, I said something about this bar in our last class, the one I talked about. I said it will always happen before the main retracement or reversal occur.
Yes.
And I call it the John the Baptist bar.
John the Baptist bar.
You understand?
Yes, yes.
And look at what happened.
Yes,
We have this particular bar, and what happened? Price started doing what? Price started doing, forming all this retracement. And what again? The same thing occur again based on our rules on retracement. Price form a what? A divergence on 1 hour. Are you seeing what I'm seeing?
Yes.
And what happened? It breaks 1 hour market structure level. It breaks 1 hour market structure level. Then what happened? It started going back up. Can you see this?
And begin to trend up.
Are you seeing this?
Yes.
Good. Now, they have changed their hand at this particular location now. They changed their hand at this particular location. They changed their hand at this particular location here. In changing their hand, what did they do? They changed hand here, and in changing their hand, they continue to move price higher. Now, they break out from the market structure. They now come down here. They form their range. Now, looking at this range now, this particular opposition bar, what is the next thing? Go to your daily time frame. Yeah, you can see we have a daily opposition bar, right? It is no longer the 4 hour, it is now the what? The daily. It is now the daily time frame that is our what? The main time frame. Hello, are we there? Are we there? Are we there?
Yes, we are here.
Good. Now, look at it. Now, listen and listening. Let me pause for here now. Now, whenever your main time frame is ranging, you have to wait. Your duty at that point is to wait for a breakout on that particular main time frame. If you look at it, some of you will say, okay, this is 4 hour time frame. Price is respecting this 4 hour time frame trend line. You will draw your trend line like this and say, okay, the market will do what? The market will push up like this. Yeah, you are right, but what you don't know is the timing. Is it going to happen now or tomorrow? Now look at what happened there. It touched this place, but drop. Did you see?